Hi there. Today's video is about Watchtower. It is a tool that we use to automatically update our Docker containers at work. Watchtower is a tool that automatically monitors and updates running Docker containers when new images are available. You may have certain mission critical containers, and we need to prevent those from being automatically updated. Watchtower gives us the facility to do that. It allows us to either monitor them, not updating them, or ignore them completely. Enough said, let's get our hands dirty. We have provided our instructions on our blog page. Have a look for the link down below. Yes, it's this page here. In our Proxmox server, we created an LXC container. In there we installed Docker, and we also installed Dockge, and we are using this for our Docker containers. We need to open the console, and yes, we are logging in as root, but we did create another user, but that's fine. We want to create a folder for Watchtowers. We have already installed Watchtower on the server, as we wanted to make sure that it worked so that we weren't wasting our time. Now we need to go to that folder, CD there, and now we want to create a Docker Compose file. We are using the modern name, which is Compose.yaml, YAML. And we've already got the file, as we said we wanted to test this. But you will go here and take this content here, copy, and you would paste it in here. And this is what you would get. And then you would save it with Control S and X. And then we will save it by typing Control S, Control X. We now want to run this in the detached mode. This is the command you will run, docker compose up-d, and the reason for being in detached mode is that when it's finished running, it will return us the use of the terminal. And it started. In our instructions, we've provided some useful information. We have certain containers that we want Watchtower to update for us automatically. In order to do that, you need to take those containers, edit their Docker Compose files, and add this line, labels enable equals true. So if we look at their Docker Compose files, it'll be something like this, and we've added this to the Compose file. However, not all containers do we want to update automatically. So we may choose to rather monitor those containers to give us a notification that we can update them manually. With certain mission critical containers and other containers that we choose not to update, we have two options. We can choose to monitor those containers. It will allow us to be notified that there is an update for those, so we can schedule downtime and do the update manually. Or we can ignore that. To do that, we add a different label in there. We add monitor only equals true. So if we take the Docker Compose file, you can see we've just added that part to the Docker Compose file, and that will allow us to have these files monitored. We may have certain containers we don't want to monitor and we don't want to update. To do that, we use this label. enable equals false, and these containers will be ignored. So in the compose file, we add the label there. What we want to do now is we want to give you a practical example. We have installed Dockge. Some people call it Dockge. The developer prefers it to be called Dockge. In here we can see which containers are running. Let's have a look at Watchtower. You will notice that there is no port. This thing runs in the background. You can add an API to this if you want to develop your own monitoring code to monitor this. But for our purposes, this is good enough. Now here's Vaultwarden. This is where we keep our passwords. And we want to make a change to this file so that it can be monitored, but not updated. We don't want to lose our passwords. So we are going to do that. We will now open the stacks folder, and we should find Vaultwarden in there. There it is. So we can open this folder. We will now edit the Docker Compose file. And we will get the updated file here. You can see in here we've added a label, monitor only equals true. So we want to be told when there's an update for this, but it mustn't update this, as this is a mission critical container for our use. Let us copy this. And now we edit the file, use Ctrl-K to clear, and then paste. And if we look here, there's the label, and it's monitor only. Now we need to bring this down and then up. Docker Compose down. And then Docker Compose up, but we also want this in the detached mode. -D in the detached mode. And it has started. There are other things we can do as well. If we want to look at the logs, we can open this. Now we need to open Watchtower. And now we run this command. Since this is a new installation, we're not going to see much. So this is the log entries for this server. You really need to run this for a day or two before it gives you value. And in here you will know those containers that are not being updated automatically, that are being monitored. This is where you will find when there is a new version, so that you can schedule downtime to do the update. At this point in time, we would like to have a look at Watchtower. You will find the link to Watchtower's documentation here. We recommend that you go through this and look at the arguments and notifications so that you can be able to do more things with this. You will find that they've provided documentation with examples for doing this with Docker run, or updating this information and adding it into your Docker Compose file. So you click that link for Docker run, and you click that link to update the Docker Compose file to be able to do what you need to do from here. As you can see, this was a very simple installation to do. We trust you find it very useful, as we did. Please give us a like, and please subscribe to our channel as we haven't reached our target yet. And with that we say, Evcharisto File, Baie Dankie tot ziens, Sayonara Tomodachi.